let's go through some movement discovery, some movement research, allowing our natural ways of moving to express, to then cultivate greater structure. Find your way of warming up. Continuing on here with some spinal waves. And in these slow ways of moving at the start to prepare the body, I also love to implement the concept of preparing the mind as well, especially if one is going under some vigorous training. What are the words that we keep repeating? Or perhaps you're moving with a neutral state of mind, which is very beneficial. It's important to bring words that will support the difficulty and the discipline. Taking a big bend here in the knees, letting them be over the toes as we move through the upper body in that space. Being free of this structure as we plant one leg down and go to the inside of it. Turning now. Noticing the lightness of the suspended leg. And your pivot point. How far it takes you. The contralateral movement. Walking around in that contralateral way. And then developing on for spinal waves for another time while walking. Let one leg stay behind as your upper body initiates it forward. Not rushing the movement. And seemingly in that connection through the spinal wave to let the leg react. We are somewhat guided to slow down. We find wide stance. Wow, we move the upper body. Going on for some hip articulations, and on the landing of side gate, we'll pivot. Lower down, move through the vulnerability, shift the weight to jump, land to the leg, and move on the outside of the landing leg. Up, land to it, and move.
Last one's here. Embracing the difficulty of slowing down. And finding control. Powerful. How much more liberated I feel in the rest of the body. Walk around, take those contralateral walks. Let's release any remaining energy, closed off energy in the arms. I'll step contralaterally with the left forward, with the right shoulder will go across, and we whip the arm. Right leg, left arm, whip the arm. Letting the head emulate the looseness of the arms, swinging out before coming back in. And we'll blend this way of relaxation with side gate. Take the arms up, feel the hips thrusting forward as you shoot down from the bending of the knees, push from the front leg, jumps, lift up, exhale. The rootedness in the feet on the landing. As we step contralaterally forward. And movements like these, being free of expectation before the initiation of the move, can be to your benefit. Feel the opposite leg forward as we extend the hips forward and bend through the knees to push back from the front to jump. The landing is soft. Great job. We'll continue on with more structure now, but allowing these parts of the body to fully be expanded and expressed. No matter what they look like, the priority is breathing so that these movements can have the greatest liberation, the greatest opening that they possibly can as we move in such a unique and constricted way. Feel into the structure, every part of your body that makes these moves happen, and imagine as if that breath is flowing through those various parts. The power of the mind incorporated into the movement. Visualization, super powerful to obtain a certain physical outcome. What we're going to do is allow this opening of the hips, this expansion in side gate, this twist and articulation to be emulated in the next move. Lightness with it. We allow one leg to step forward in a contralateral stance to the arm on the ground. Notice your open side of the body, inside of your body, open here. We shoot the back leg through this lunge to go there. The opposing leg will bend dramatically, strengthening through the arch of the foot as the heel lifts. Drive the hips up. Remaining leg pushes you to shift across. Good. Low lunge. And yes, it is tender. Why? Because we're getting deep into the wrist as I shift my weight forward. The thrusting of the hips allows the legs to be engaged as you move through the tightness of the hips. Last one here. The journey back, let the back leg swing across, pivot point there. Ready for the journey again. Three points of contact, but on the cross through there's 2 points. The standing leg, the right leg, and the standing arm. You use those two to go through the difficulty. We'll let the back leg pivot across for the next 2 rounds. Feel free to add a cartwheel with this. As you go through here, from the extended leg, we'll shift on over and plant our arms to the direction of the leg. So notice my cartwheel will take me to face my upper body to the open side. Shift the weight as you press into the hands. Find the confidence there as the legs lift, land lightly. You pivot so that we're ready for the other side. These lunge walkthroughs to AU. Feel free to continue on. I'm shifting the other way to start anew. My cartwheel is dignified by the front straight leg as I go through that lunge. Good way to tap into the potential of the arms, especially as we use them through those low lunge walks. Very intense for the legs because of the turnout that happens. Moving through turnout, very vigorous. Discovering AU, regular cartwheel, jaguar once, plant, plant, jaguar second time plant, plant handstand at the end. So after AU, we'll switch sides by taking a step forward. AU here. I pivot now to take my step, regular cartwheel, straight legs point through the feet. Land, turn to the front. From here, we'll take transition through jaguar walks, 2 jaguar walks. That is to go close to the ground. Place one hand, offset from the other. Swoop down, switch it out. Lift the leg, swoop down. Switch it out. Step close, plant, hand, handstand. Feet land together, and we'll alternate from there. So once again, facing your direction, we have AU starting from the side of your choice. That first leg that lifts will be the one that takes the step forward to start the other side, regular, normal, straight leg cartwheel. From there, we pivot without stepping forward. Walk with the arms for offsetting for 2 jaguar movements. Step close with the floating leg for handstand. Lower down. That's the move. We can pivot around and we're already set for AU. Step with the back leg, cartwheel. Pivot only, hands get close. Step, step, offset jaguar. Step, step, jaguar, offset. Step it close, plant the hand up with it. Incredible. Last time, other side. AU now. So much to play with as well. So many nuances in that sequence to discover and play. Incredible combination. Developing on for back bends, But first, combining the movement of low lunge walks, we're lifting up after the low lunge, kicking the back leg across. Rather than to stay low, we lift through the strength of the hips, lean it back. So this lean back, feel free to do Ipsy. That is same arm of the extended leg, my back leg sweeping forward, Ipsy to that leg. Or you can go contra. So as I lift up, which I think will feel more natural, is to go contralateral to the front leg. That is my right arm, left leg. And I tap back down. The tap down will be the transition. So rather than to come close, take your journey downward, and we'll repeat. Going through the integrity of those low lunge walks, that is what's going to guide you through this movement. The byproduct is all the way to stand, balance, 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 lean it back, lean it back, lean it back. Lifting to step forward. So not necessarily coming out of the vulnerability, passing through the vulnerability. One leg to the front, opposite arm, reaching to the ground. We lunge through that. I send my weight through. The front leg extended with hips thrusted forward. We move to it and lift from it. Back leg drags. Shift your body weight. Feel the stability of the standing leg and shift your weight forward and down. Repeat. You're going through low lunge, you're moving through that vulnerability, but yet you still have to rise up from it. Drag the back leg to stability, lean it back. So that means, how secure were you in the standing leg from the start? All right, other side, I will start with my right leg down, or actually left leg down, right leg back, contralateral with the arm of the front leg. Wow, what a beautiful flow. That is so liberating to really hone in to the qualities of the hips and maintaining that integrity even through the lean back to the landing. Very powerful. Okay, all warmed up here. Developing on to back bends to wrap up. In back bends, through a full body hinge, we are really feeling into the vulnerability of the sides of the back, area of the obliques, but that articulation is quite vigorous. So it's this big rotation here. Take any intuitive movement that you know of that can support you in that journey, but this across the field, across the mats, is going to support that development. From standing, we'll actually face our back to the direction we're moving to. I'm going to allow this hinge to be however complex it is. Personally for me, I have developed my back hinge all the way from standing to tapping the ground. We're going to emulate that with a one-handed version. So feel free to do this back bend however vigorous you know through your training. So that can be simple lean back favoring the side, or as I'm going to demonstrate, straight up to straight down with equilibrium in both legs, then you favor that side to the corresponding arm. From this hinge, I feel the lifting of my pelvis, the squeeze in the glutes, and the weight shift through the left leg to walk around, pivoting through the shoulder and its rotation. Release the arm, lift up, send the right to lift, arc back through your hinge, feel the lightness in the arm as the legs catch you, lift the pelvis, move on to the back, lift up. And I feel greater benefit by keeping the arm that's holding me in hinge right underneath of me, so that I can use that height, the pushing from the ground, to carry the legs around, versus having the arm super far out and having to get around it eventually. All the way, my friends. Perhaps exhaling as we rotate. The challenge here is, can I maintain hips lifted while moving to the back? I feel discrepancies from side to side. Last one here. I'm gonna do the right side again. Wow. Oh, shake it out. Feel free to counter that discipline by leaning forward in a forward fold, bending one leg and straightening the other. Remember, this movement is developing us to a full hinge and also from one side to the other. But because we have that break in between, we get to develop with control and safety and awareness. So in that second round, I felt great benefit, for the weight of my head really initiated the journey around my arm and shoulder. All right, full movement, full bridge posture. You get into it in your own way. I love to start on one side just as we did, and then move from that low bridge to the other hand, making contact, shifting the weight and releasing the starting arm on the ground. Incredible job, my friends, on discovering this vitality, this way of really using all of the parts of us, not neglecting a single one. And there we can bear fruits when it comes to discovering in other modalities of movement. I wish you all very well. I'm deeply grateful for your contribution to this purpose of mine, this will, and may you continue to be lucky in your day-to-day and life and those who surround you that serve purpose. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.